Marco,
James.
how's the squad looking from a fitness point of view? Is Tim Ream available to come back on Wednesday?
It's getting closer. As you know, you have another session tomorrow, and to assess him again, he's being involved in the sessions with his teammates. I will not say to you that he's ready to, for example, to start a game tomorrow, but let's see if we can involve him in the squad list at least, to be another solution for us with the absence of Calvin Bassey, as you know. One of the absences that we have in the African Cup is going to be good for us if you can involve him in the squad list. But let's see, we have to assess him tomorrow. Reacted well from the session this morning. Let's see tomorrow he's going to react again, and we are going to take a decision. Out of the game is going to be Adama Traoré.
This is Fulham's first ever League Cup semi-final. How do you assess the challenge ahead of you over 2 legs against Liverpool?
Great challenge for us, no doubts. Of course, we pride for us, and is being a big proud for us to be there, to achieve something that the club never achieved, but we want more. Really huge respect for Liverpool, the quality they have, how they have been playing, the season that they have. They are top of the league. Yesterday they showed again in the FA Cup how they can be strong as well with the same changes. They have the quality, and they are in a very good moment. But of course, if you are there, if you get and you got the chance to play semi-finals because you have worked so hard to do it. I remember the first game that we played for this competition, and we played against Tottenham, and probably in that moment Tottenham was the best team in this country, the way they started the season. And from that moment you have been really serious, the approach, you have been the players, they did work really hard to get at this stage. And if you are in this stage, you want to aim more, you want to have the ambition to be at Wembley, and really is the ambition that you are going to play, understanding the quality of Liverpool and the huge and the great challenge that we have ahead of us.
You came so close to beating Liverpool in December, got the victory against Arsenal a few days ago. Does that just give you and the squad even more belief that you can do something special?
Yes, give us no doubts that give us the belief. We have this belief on ourselves. We know, we really trust in the process. The players understand really well. Of course, at this level you face always great sides, and if you are not at your best level, of course it can be really difficult to you. But it's true, we had last December a great game against them. I just was not just brilliant because we didn't get the result that probably deserved in that game, but the details, they decide many things in that game, like normal they happen in the games against big sides, and but was a good example. But normal against Liverpool, if I can say normal, they are really tight games and really good games. I remember everything started last season, the first game of the season against Liverpool at Cottage, the way we was like the first impact for everyone from Fulham Football Club in Premier League again. And from that moment, of course, we built something really important, the way we perform. I remember even last season at Anfield, we lost 1-0, but the game was really tight, and we did it well, the way we matched them and the way we faced them. And last December was the same. Let's hope that we can do it next Wednesday again, but with a different result for us.
From a transfer perspective, you said that you expect January could be quite quiet.
Unfortunately, yeah.
How happy are you with the squad you have at the moment?
Of course, I'm really happy with the squad. I cannot hide to you that I'm happy. Of course, we made some changes last summer. We lost a player that was really important for us. In that moment, as you know, we had 4 strikers. We had me, Raul. Raul was already in our football club, because when we decided to sign Raul, in our mind was not to lose any of strikers or to sell one of our strikers. Since we lost the striker, we were not able to replace him. We decided to stay with the 3 because in that moment was not possible to sign another one. And let's see what is going to happen next few days. I said that it's going to be quiet, and when I said that was the feedback that I got in terms of financial point of view. That is something that just makes sense if you can go for the market, if you have the capacity to really improve the squad and to really do something that have an impact in the squad. To go, sometimes it's better to don't do it. And for me, it's clear for us to try to sign someone has to be someone that can to add really something for our squad, to add quality, to add something, or to be at one level that can make an impact. And sometimes this just you can do just if you have money to do it. And when I say that, it's going to be quiet because I got a feedback from financial point of view that probably is not going to be possible.
And last week you were charged by the FA for your comments after the match against Newcastle. Today you were due to respond. What can you tell us about that?
Firstly, that I have until next week to respond. That is the first one. And as you said, okay, the game was so many games after that to talk now about what's happened in that Newcastle game looks a little bit strange. But okay, I have more time to respond. I will do it.
Thank you.
Ruben, do you have anything for the broadcast section?
Hi.
How much do you personally want to win a major piece of silverware in this country?
I think all the managers, they want the same. It's like if you have the chance to do it or to fight for, of course you have to. It's something that we aim. It's something that is in our nature. You want to win important things. You want to fight for important things. Sometimes, depending the clubs where you are and type of clubs that you are, can give you or not more chances to fight for something important and to win titles. But of course, if you have the chance to fight for something and you have the capacity in terms of resources to do it, of course, is the aim of any manager. And of course, I'm not different than that. And it's really important to have some statements in your career, to fight for something important. And if you have this chance, you have to do your best.
How important is this match then compared to other games as a Fulham manager?
It's really important, but this one I can say to you that is more important than the last one we play against Everton in the competition, because that moment was the quarters final, and for us, and the quarters, they were until that moment probably was one of the most important games of the season when we play at Goodison Park against Everton. Right now, this one is going to be more important, even more important, because we are playing a semi-final of this competition, and that's it. Right now is the most important one because it's the next one. Of course, if you play semi-finals, you have always that extra there, and that makes this game one of the most important until now, all this season, so far.
No investment this month, you said it's unlikely. So how difficult is it to kind of bridge the gap between the top teams if Fulham are not going to spend any money?
It's really difficult. I really believe that last season and this season probably were one of the teams that with less spend in the Premier League. The Premier League is really competitive. It's really tough, and of course, if we would like to have different capacities in this situation, but it's not something that is really under my control. It's not my job. Of course, I want everything to be clarified with me and with all of us, okay, myself and the board and all that situation, for us to firstly to stop some rumors around and for us to don't waste time talking about things that are possible or impossible. I think is make my press conference with you more clear and make your job a little bit easier as well in these situations. Even for our fans to understand, for them to understand really what's happened. Sometimes it's much better to be clear in this situation. But if you ask me if I would like, of course I would love it, because the competition is so hard, and in some moments we have to be really strong in the market to be competitive at this level. Because last summer was a good example. I remember last January when I have clear in our mind when some clubs they did so well and so strong during January market that made them to have a very good second round of the season, and had a huge impact on their second round of the season. But that looks for ourselves, and now this moment is the reality. And for me, looking for all the scenarios that we have to be realistic, and looks is going to be really quiet.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Ian, talkSPORT.
Just running on from that, you won a championship trophy, yeah, but to win Fulham's first ever piece of silverware would be a real step forward for this football club.
100%, no doubts about it. It's going to be a remarkable situation for this football club. If the club never did it, showed how it's difficult to achieve, and this is clear for us. Is some people call as a dream, okay, for our fans, and I really love when the fans they can have the chance to dream. It means that we are doing something really good, and if they are dreaming with something so special, firstly because they trust on ourselves, and because we are giving good feelings for them. For us, you can talk about dream, you can talk about ambition. For me, it's much more ambition than a dream. For me, it's much more a aim. If you are there, if you get the chance, because we did work so hard to be there, now we want to give another step, and another step is to face Liverpool and try to be in the final. And of course, if you achieve something like that, we are going to talk again about one chance that can make us really in the story again, this football club, and is what it is. But firstly, we have to face a strong side, a top quality side, and to be at our best level during 2 matches, not just one.
To that end, how important is Wednesday just about staying in the tie? Yes, you would like to win, but if you can't, don't get beaten so that the second leg is relevant.
Yes, of course, it's not just a game. You are talking about 2 games, and the decision is going to. You can have the decision to be played at Craven Cottage. That is really important for us, where you feel so strong and so well as well. And of course, we have a chance to take the decision for that game. But at the same time, you cannot be thinking about the second game if you don't do so well in the first. And this is, you have to have the right balance between 2 things. Of course, game management is going to be really important during the next match against them at Anfield. Of course, you know how Liverpool normally play at home. You know how they are normal. They are on front foot. Their home form is being almost brilliant this season, if you I can say in this way. But we have to understand that it's a game to play there. At the same time, do it in the right balance, because we have a chance to have a second game at home to decide something. And I don't want the players just thinking, the second game, because if you don't do really well our job in the first one, probably the chances to be decisive at home is not going to be there, because that we have to play really at our best level there, and to be clever enough in tactical point of view in some moments to manage well the game.
And your team have played against Liverpool without fear. I was there last season, the 2-2, when it was, I don't think I've ever heard Craven Cottage so loud. You obviously scored 3 goals at Anfield last month as well. How do you tell your players when they're this close to being in a final, possibly winning a medal, and many of them may not win any other medals in their entire career? How do you tell them to go and play without fear? Don't be worried about this.
We cannot be worried. One thing is respect, and we have been showed that with all the teams. I think really our approach this season in Carabao Cup showed that, because I have to tell you, of course, huge respect for the environment and from what we are going to face at Anfield next Wednesday. But last game we played at Goodison Park, we know what we faced. Different teams, different moments. Of course, I'm not talking about what's happened on the pitch, but in terms of environment, in terms of everything, was really a very, very good and strong test for us, and we did so well. When a game goes for the penalty shot out away from home, all that stuff, and we showed the personality and the character to be at that level and to be at that stage, and to got the chance to go to the semi-finals. And as to be, I think one of the reasons we have been doing always a game for Liverpool every time we play against them, because we have been ourselves. We were not playing with fear. Of course, in some moments we are going to be under pressure. It's normal. I think any team is going to be under pressure at Anfield if you are not at your best level. Even if you are at your best level, you are going to be under pressure some moments, from the quality they have, from what coming from the stands. We have to understand that. But even in that moments, we have to show our personality and our character as a team to face that, and to coming from that to build something important during the game. And we are going to have our spells for sure during the match, and we know that we can punish them in some moments as well.
One last one from me. Talk about the transfer window and not having the finances to bring in players. you have got a real jewel in the crown here in João Palhinha. I'm not suggesting you're going to sell him to necessarily get money in January, but is that a consideration for a club like Fulham, a manager like you, that sometimes you have to exchange one player to increase the squad in certain parts?
Yes, but we did change one player last summer. That is true, and probably is not too. I don't know what is going to happen, which one or another player in our squad. Until now, we haven't received any offer from to buy players from ourselves. Loans and all that stuff is different, but to buy players from ourselves. Until now, at the moment that I'm talking with you, we haven't received anything. But of course, we sold one player last summer too, and a big player for us. And probably if you look for a Premier League, it's not easy to find a club that lost probably two players of their main players during one season for the season after. Let's see what is going to happen with us. I would like to have these funds and this money without selling always our best players, because at this level, if you keep losing your best players, the future is going to be more difficult. But you are going to here to face, and if you have to face a difficult future, I'm here to help always the club.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Last section of radio and Nick.
Hi.
Hi, Marco. You had Liverpool in massive trouble at Anfield in the league. Massive trouble. How much have you taken from that, and how has that informed your preparations for this one?
It's going to be is a good tool for us to analyze again with the players and to go not just at one, because Liverpool they have a clear idea how to play. They are always a treat, when with that really direct players in the attack line, even if they don't have Salah. The quality they have in the attack line, now they are really, really strong in open game. If the game is a little bit more broken, or if you are not, or if they catch you out of balance, probably they are the best. They are the best team in this league in this type of moments when the game is broken, when you are out of balance in offensive transition, counter attacks. They are so strong. And of course, we gave them a really game. We were able to punish them in some moments really well too. And of course, they know, I think Jurgen knows really well what is going to face, is the way he normally speaks about our team, and the way and I know that he doesn't speak just to be nice. He speaks what he normally is. So we know that he's going to be aware of our what we can do. And let's hope we can repeat the performance from last December, and if you can, with a different result.
You're playing 3 different competitions at the moment. You're having to keep changing. From the outside, that looks quite challenging to have to keep altering, what you're doing and your expectations. How tough is that for you to just have to keep changing gear and different approaches, different matches, different competitions, different targets?
It's being a great challenge for us. When you arrive in most in middle of January, and you have all your goals there to fight for, and things that you aim to be playing for, and still there for you. I think all the competitions we are there. You are fighting for something important, and that is a very good sign. It's a sign that we are going the right direction. Is being tough in some moments, some up and downs. That is part of a process. I would love to see a little bit more consistent in some of the performance in some moments, but they are good signs for us. At the same time, we are going to have another really busy December in terms of schedule. Not December, January, after the December month. That was really busy for everyone. Now is going to have a really busy January again, and without 3 players there in the African Cup is always tough for us. The squad is not really big in terms of numbers, but we are here. We are the players. They have been working really hard. We have been managing really well them as well, to have them as best we can in all the matches. For us, is always a great challenge. We stop one, we have to prepare the next one. Sometimes not with the big space between games to prepare as well. But I think it's fantastic. It's a good sign. You cannot claim about this situation if you are in all the competitions. Okay, I can claim that we are going to arrive really late early morning on Thursday here to start a game, early kickoff on Saturday against Chelsea when you have all the weekend to play the game. This is, I can claim, because we have to protect football players. This is, if you ask me, is not something that make really sense, because the football players are playing last December 3 in 3 days every single week, and big effort from them. And you come January, we have a game on away from home at Anfield. You arrive probably 2-3 a.m. on a Thursday, and you are going to start early kickoff on a Saturday when you have the evening to play, you have the next day to play. This for me is taking some risk with the players that doesn't make sense, to be honest. It's what it is. The schedule is there, and you have to respect. And we are going to prepare well this game, and after a short period, but we are going to prepare the next one well as well.
And just finally, if you could choose this semi-final to be one-legged rather than 2 games, would you prefer one-off game?
I like two games, to be honest, because if you ask me if I will play one game away from home, I will say that I prefer 2 legs. If you ask me if I will play just one game at Cottage, okay, I have to look for myself, and I'll say, okay, let's do just one at Cottage. That is going to be good for us. Is what it is. We knew that it's going to be like that, and let's go. Let's face more 2 games in January. Is a nice feeling for us, for our players, and for the fans, and let's hope we can give the fans a second leg, and we can decide at home who is going to be at Wembley.